Hi everyone, this is AC7WH. I have some new equipment here that I am looking forward to testing out soon. And as you can see, this is the Palomar Engineers CUV-1-1500 vertical UNUN. Just gotta say this is pretty fun because I I think the name sounds like something that a little kid would say when they're trying to say onion. It's UNUN. Yes, unbalanced feed line. Yes, I get it. But it's fun to say nonetheless. Anyhow, 50 ohm out for vertical radials. 1.8 to 61 megahertz, 1500 watts PEP. The choking Z is 1K to 5K ohms. Now, that probably sounded pretty choppy, and some of you may be wondering, okay, does he know what he's talking about? Well, I am continuing to learn. But yes, I know that this is related to impedance, and then the input is 50 ohms here. And for all of the HF bands, in fact, down to the medium frequency or medium wave 160 meter band, this will work. And then all the way up into the lower VHF range, so like the 6 meter band would be covered with this UNUN. Now, Palomar Engineers tends to over-engineer things, so this is very heavy for its size. And yes, it has the metal posts here, which add to the weight, but I like how it's got these washers where you can put the wires in between those and then cinch them down. Same up on top here and on the sides. Now, from what I can tell looking at the wiring diagram, this one up here, this is for the antenna itself. This one and this one are for the radials, and then this one is for the ground. However, it appears from what I've seen in the diagram on the Palomar Engineers website that the ground is connected electrically to the radials. I suppose if you wanted additional or needed additional grounding, that's how you would do it. And so obviously some power is going to be lost from at least the shield side of the coax down into the ground that way, but your main driven element is coming out of here anyhow, and the other radials hopefully will help to radiate so that you aren't losing too much signal. I'm still learning about UNUNs and balans, but this is actually my first of either. I have never used an UNUN or a balan to my knowledge, other than a special, I guess you could say, homebrew balan equivalent that I used with some coax that I wound a certain number of turns with. And that was, I think, an example that I learned out of one of the study manuals for the license exams. And I had used that when I was a brand new ham radio operator back around 2002. But other than that homebrew one, I have never actually used an UNUN or a balan to my knowledge. Okay, the next thing here is this CUV-1-1500. It's the heavy-duty carbon fiber mast, 27 inches when it's collapsed, 33 feet when it's extended. I've already removed the external cap up here. This is just a foam insert, but that comes out very easily. But the external cap, I have noticed, is very difficult to remove. You have to do it just a tiny little bit at a time around the edge. Just a little bit, and then it will eventually come off. So just be aware of that if you are looking into purchasing one of these. It's got the foot at the other ends. But I am very impressed with what I've seen so far, just extending this here indoors, not vertically, but just horizontally, just across some carpet. just to test out, okay, how do the connections work? Does it look like it was in good condition when I purchased it? Because this actually was delivered within the past few weeks. I haven't actually used it yet, so I'm looking forward to it. But I was very impressed with the build quality, and I am interested in the fact that the sound of the mast makes it sound like it's metallic. I think it's because of the ridged design, but let me just show you something here. So you can see how it's got these little ridges on it, and you can see that in the light. If it focuses, there it goes. But listen, see if you can hear this if I hold it near my microphone. I'm picking up a little bit of a zing sound that sounds very metallic. Sort of a whistly zing. It's very faint. I don't know if it's picking up on the microphone. That sounds more like a zipper sound there, but the resonance that I get out of this, it sounds quite metallic, and it's probably because it's so stiff like metal, even though it's carbon fiber. There you go. All right, well, I am looking forward to using these new accessories with my ham radio gear, if you want to call them accessories, but they are items that will help me with the antenna setup that I'm planning to do. I was looking for something that would be very quick and easy to deploy and then to take back down, because I do not have any permanent setup for an antenna here. I don't have a lot of room on the property, and also there are very often relatively high winds here, but I want something that'll get a vertical antenna or perhaps a sloper up into the air relatively high, up and away from the house and electrical wiring that is over the deck and all of that, because I feel like I am losing some of my directional advantage by having it too close to some of those other metallic items like the wiring and so forth. And also for RF safety reasons, I want to get it up and away from the people here. So with that, I'm looking forward to running some tests and trying it out, hopefully this week or at least sometime soon. Thank you all for watching. This is AC7WH and 73.